Hello lovely Geminis, I hope that you are well. My name is Bella and welcome to my channel. I'm a psychic, and how I do your love reading, because this is what this is I intuit the energy and the messages that I get from my spirit guides, because that's how I work. However, I will be pulling some cards also as we go along to get some clarification on the messages that I'm getting from my spirit guides, just to help break it down a little bit further. And if you know me and you haven't seen me for a while, yes, I'm back. I took a little bit of a social media break, but I'm now back, and partly the reason why I've been on a bit of a social media break is that I've been writing my book, 100 Days of Psychic Exercises, which is to help everybody learn to do what I do, because we can all do what I do. I'm not special. It's a tool to help you to unlock your extrasensory abilities and to connect with your own guides, so that you can intuit messages for yourself also as well. And the link for that is just down below, just as are all the links to me and my services just down below. And you might also want to join me also on TikTok at Bella Inter, if you like that sort of thing also too, because I have a lot of fun over there as well. So everybody, what do Spirit want to talk about when it comes to your love life? Yours is interesting, and I think I like how you're presented to me in the month of November. I say that, but just bear with me about how I first phrase this, because they're saying at the moment it's almost like you've resided to your fate a little bit, but in a happy way. It's almost like, okay, well, if life is going to be like this, feels very much like single energy, or if this year hasn't gone good, you've kind of got to this period now when you thought to yourself, well, I can either be unhappy about this, or I can just look at what I do have that's working really well for me. And I see you looking at your life and the friendships and the family and the components in it, and saying to yourself, I'm happy with this right now. I'm going to be grateful for this. And also about really refocusing on you. What are the things I want to do? What are the things that I haven't focused on that are all about me? Because there's been something that my guides are saying, that you've really been giving this year, or not even this year, I think for a while, you've been giving your energy to a certain love story that just didn't bear fruit for you, led to huge disappointment. And I feel like you come to a place in your healing journey right now where actually you're like, I can just keep giving energy to that, or I can keep waiting that, or I can keep tormenting myself with that, or I can get to a place where I make peace with it, because I want to be at peace. I really want to be at peace. And so that's how they present you at first. And the ironic thing about this type of thing is, once we find our happy space and we are all calm, it's like the universe or people can sense that. And then as soon as they sense that we're at peace and it's all about us and ourselves, and that we're happy with our contentment, we're going to make our wishes based on everything to do with us and not on others. We're not going to spread ourselves thin. We're not going to emotionally give somebody else their oxygen mask without putting our own on. It's like others can sense it, and they're like, or the universe is like, nope, let's just shake up this apple cart. Let's let life a little bit more interesting for our Geminis, and throw a spanner in the works. So there you are this month, and this energy definitely starts in this month. It might play out for a little while afterwards, but it definitely starts in this month. There you are, all enjoying, all about you and yourself, and deciding, yeah, I don't care, I'll be single, I'm not looking, I'm not bothering, I'm not doing any of those type of things right now. I'm just going to just see how it goes. And yeah, I get the feeling, and I can't remember what other sign what this happened to, but you have a very similar one where two energies come in. Two people step into your life. Two people step into your world. Now, what's interesting, the way Spirit present them to me is that one is dark and one is light. One can't be trusted, one can be. And the thing is, I can't say, oh, the dark one is your ex or something, because it's going to play out differently for every Gemini. For some Geminis, the dark one is their ex coming in at the same time as they've met somebody new that they weren't expecting, because none of this is expected. I have to say, you'll be surprised. It could also be that your ex is the light one and the new person can't be trusted. Because do you see what I mean? I know that feels a bit weird because an ex is an ex for a reason, but some people, and particularly with the energy that we've had this year, a lot of duality has been going on in terms of partnerships that have ended this year, one person needing to heal, awaken and ascend from their ego, and one person needing to heal and ascend into self-worth. So it could be that your ex has ascended into transitioning from their ego and is now a healed, whole, better person, so that they are light. And you might have a new person who represents dark energy, which is almost like a universal test for you. I can't tell which, because this is a general reading, but you have two energies coming in romantically towards you, and one is dark energy and one is light. That's how they're presented. Okay. I forgot to say that there will be an extended to this reading as we go along. But yeah, how do I put this? Another way they're putting this is saying one person comes in and they are about control, trying to control you because they haven't worked on themselves. The other person is very much spiritually enlightened. They share the same views as you, and they share the same morals as you. They share the same energy as you. So, you know, you're in this kind of peaceful, positive, grateful attitude. That's the energy that they are in also too. Doesn't surprise me that you would attract that, because we attract what our vibration is. So if you're in that energy, that grateful, carefree energy, you're going to attract that. It also doesn't surprise me, because you're a Gemini, that you'd have these two choices, these dual energies, because again, we are a reflection sometimes of the energy that we portray. But as a Gemini, you have sometimes that split personality, that you have this dual element of these two energies coming in as an external reflection as well. Ooh, I don't feel like this will be an easy choice, because I think the one that's dark, you won't see it straight away. They will pretend that they're light too. You're going to be like, Bella, two people come in, and yes, one of them is my ex. There could also not be your ex. It could just be two people that you meet on Tinder, for example. Don't use Tinder. Like, it could be that you're like, I don't know which. You won't be able to tell at first. You won't be able to tell at first who has the darker energy. Who's still in their ego? Who is the one that wants to control you? Now, I think control is the word here, because I think that's how they'll give themselves away. The one that is darker will quite quickly want to try to control the hows and the whens of the relationship. So they may be the person that only calls you and never picks up, you know, that they initiate, or they take longer to make plans, and it's always on their terms, or they never pick up the phone. Or maybe they might control you also through what they tell you, fearmonger you, so that you feel closer to them, feel worried that they might be with somebody else. That's some of the key things that have been shown by them that are hallmarks of who has the darker energy, is the one that wants to try to control the dynamics of that connection between you and them. It could also be how they control about what they show you and what they don't show you with their energy. If they're not very communicative, if you feel like they're hiding parts of their life, if they're being shady, or if they're just being very, you know, and that's not always, because sometimes, especially if they're a new person, they may just be, you know, wanting to be private until they can really trust you. But look at the combination of little things. And I think because there is two, you're going to have to take some time to make a choice. Do you see what I mean? It won't be, oh, I have to choose one or straight away or the other. But I do get for you, it will give you a sense of confusion. And also, I get a bit of a dilemma where you're like, oh, do I really want somebody? Do I want to just be on my own? Just because these two energies have come in to rattle and to present themselves doesn't mean that me as a Gemini wants to actually look into that or be fulfilled by that. You might be choosing yourself and say, actually, not this time. I pass you both. Now, on that note, I just want to have a look at a bit more clarity on identifying or the purpose. Like, if you choose, let me just see what comes out, because this can go in many different directions. Let's see what comes out first. Again, two of wands, two individuals. Now, the fact that she's holding on to one, I want to say here, one of them you do know. You've had an emotional attachment to them. So one of these people coming forward is an ex that you have an attachment with. The other person isn't. And the fact that There's a phone in her hand. I feel like, I kind of want to say to Spirit, as I'm reading this, Spirit are intervening a little bit, but they're saying here, communication will come from the one you know through your phone. So text message, call. But I also feel a little bit like the other person you meet in some kind of digital way. Again, this could be online dating, it could be a DM, could be that maybe there's an email because you work together. There is a digital connection. I also want to say here, and this won't apply to everybody, but I do have a sense that one of the parties lives far away from you. There's some long distance also as well. Again, you definitely know one of them. This is really harping towards, well, I don't know, my guys are saying here that I'm not going to read this in the traditional way because it feels like you are represented by the devil there. You're not the devil, obviously, but you're represented as making the judgment, but again, between two people, you know, one representing more darker energy and one representing more lighter energy. And I don't mean that in the literal sense of how these people are depicted in this video, not at all. And you needing to make the decision about that. Let me just have a look. Again, it will be based on what they can offer you. What can they offer you to make you want to walk away from what you offer yourself and how you're feeling about yourself? Again, all these cards are showing like two people in them. There's two people. One's high vibrational, one's low vibrational, but this is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is fated. This decision, this choice is fated. My guides are saying because it's a demonstration of how far you've grown. The choice that you make here, based on how you observe things, because you've learned how to observe things differently, is like a spiritual test a little bit. It's spiritual growth. It feels like I'm getting this film, The Labyrinth, where they have to choose from two doors, and it's like a riddle. You've got to figure out from all your learning which door is good for you. This is fated. Annoyingly, it is fated for you to make this decision based on what they can offer you, what they can offer you with their heart, whether they are expressing. Again, I want to go back to the fact that they will be the person that is of darker energy will try to manipulate or control you. This is a card that does represent manipulation, but again, I want to say here that you need to see past the illusion that somebody is creating. I also want to say too, I think the one that is too intense with you, wants to move things along very, very quickly, is the one to be paying attention to. Because through that, then you'll start to see the control. Whereas the other person will be going at a really nice pace, you know, may even be different to your usual type. You might question that because you're thinking, oh, I don't know. It's not about them going slow. I feel like the person initially will be quite intense, but then you'll start to see the control element. That will break down. Again, there you are, you deciding between, who do I give my gift to? This one or this one? You're shown very, very much, you know, as much as there's darker energy that appears to want to be in control, you are very, very much in control about who you choose, which person you choose, which direction that you go in. Very, very fascinating. So I'm going to go into the extended, and in the extended, I'm going to dig a bit deeper into really drilling down on the two energies. With the lighter one, what's the outcome with the one that's lighter versus you just being on your own? Is it long term, or is it just lighter energy? Is it worth it, or is it worth you saying no to both people so you don't have to go through this to make it all about yourself? What happens when it is all about yourself? We're going to look at that in the extended reading, and I hope to see you there. And again, if you like this, do like, do share, do comment. I love to hear from you all, and you take care now.